We're here live in Victoria as we're about to begin Game 2 of a two-game series between the Texarkana Twins and the Victoria Generals here at Riverside Stadium. On the mound tonight for your Victoria Generals is going to be Jonathan Jimenez. And leading off the game for the Texarkana Twins is going to be Jalen Keys. First pitch of the game from Jimenez will be in there for strike one as Keys is hit with the check swing. So once again, that's Jonathan Jimenez on the mound for the Generals. Jalen Keys, the batter. 0-1 pitch coming, off speed. Will miss inside, evening things up at 1. Count sits at 1-1 to Keys as that one's going to miss high and away to move the count to 2-1. So a 2-1 count here to Keys. Pitch from Jimenez will miss up and away. And the count now at 3-1. 3-1 count here to the second baseman, Jalen Keys. Pitch on the way from Jimenez, swung on and missed. And the count now full at 3-2. Full 3-2 count to Keys. That one's going to miss high and away, and Jalen Keys is going to be on first base after the walk. So after the walk by Jalen Keys, runner on first base. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And the next batter up for the Texarkana Twins is going to be the center fielder, Cam Hill. Keys, the runner on first. First pitch on the way from Jimenez, missing outside. Moving the count to 1-0. One-0 pitch coming on the way to Cam Hill, will miss outside, and the count now at 2-0. Two-0 count here to Hill. That one's going to miss high and away, and the count now 3-0 to Cam Hill. Quick time here by the first baseman, Jeffries, to talk to Jimenez. As Jimenez quickly falling behind, 3-0 in the count to the center fielder, Cam Hill. The catcher, Colton Kessler, on deck for the Twins. Runner on first base, no outs here in the top of the first. 3-0 pitch will miss high and away, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Cam Hill. And the Twins cooking something up here early in the game now with runners on first and second. So after Cam Hill is on first with the walk, the next batter up for the Texarkana Twins will be the catcher, Colton Kessler. So Kessler steps up to the plate, runners on first and second. No outs here in the top half of the first. First pitch coming on the way to Kessler. Way in there for strike one. Oh, 0-1 count here to the catcher, Colton Kessler. Jalen Keys, the runner on second. Cam Hill, the runner on first. Quick time here by Colton Kessler. Kessler actually competing in the TCL Home Run Derby. So the power hitter Kessler, 0-1 count, as that one from Jimenez will miss outside, evening things up at 1. One count here to Kessler. The designated hitter, Hunter Sutherland, on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way is going to miss high and away, in the count now 2-1 here to Colton Kessler. 2-1 pitch coming on the way. Jimenez's pitch will miss outside. And that was ball 4. As it was only ball 3, Kessler started running towards first. As he thought it was ball 4, it was only ball 3. And the count now at 3-1. Got a quick time here. So basically what happened is the catcher, Colton Kessler, thought that the pitch from Jimenez was ball 4, so he started trotting towards first. But the count was only at 2-1. In a quick discussion here, the runners advanced to now second and third for the Twins. So a nifty little play there for the Twins now with runners in scoring position. A 3-1 pitch coming on the way is going to miss high and away. That's going to be ball 4. And the Twins now with the bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the first. And we're going to have a quick mound visit already by head coach Michael Oros. So we're going to step aside. We'll be right back here in just a moment. Hunter Sutherland, the designated hitter, will be the next batter up. Bases loaded, nobody out. Bases are loaded. Nobody out here for the Texarkana Twins. Hunter Sutherland, the designated hitter, will step in now for the Twins. First pitch on the way from Jimenez. That one's going to be up the middle, and that's going to be a base runner. And one run is only going to cross. They're going to hold the runner at third. And the Twins already striking here on the Hunter Sutherland RBI single. Twins lead 1-0 in the top of the first. So after the base hit there by Hunter Sutherland, bases remain loaded, nobody out. And the left fielder Avery George is going to step in now for the Texarkana Twins. First pitch coming on the way to George from Jimenez, swung on and missed to move the count to 0-1. Once again, the bases are loaded right now. Nobody out here in the top of the first for the Twins. Avery George, the batter, as the 0-1 will miss high and away to even things up at 1. One pitch coming on the way to George. That one's going to be swung on and missed, and the count now 1-2.
Right?
1-2 count to George. That one's going to be high and away. George having to duck out of the way. Leaning over. That one almost hitting George right in the helmet. But George ducking it, and now the count at 2-2. Generals pitcher Jonathan Jimenez struggling to get into a groove here in the top of the first. Sutherland on first, Kessler on second, Hill on third. George the batter, 2-2 pitch is going to be hit into the gap, and that's going to be another run for the Twins. On the base hit by Avery George. Twins now lead 2-0 here at Riverside Stadium.
At least you got some scoring, man. Right? Don's going to love that. We come back and it's just like 5 walks and a bunch of RBI singles.
So after the base hit there by Avery George, the next batter up is going to be the shortstop, Dylan Ditzenberger. So Ditzenberger steps up. Bases still loaded, nobody out. As the first pitch from Jimenez will be swung on and missed for strike 1. 0-1 count here to Dylan Ditzenberger. Pitch on the way will miss outside, and the count now even at 1-1. So the Twins lead early 2-0 here at Riverside Stadium. Bases are loaded, nobody out. 1-1 count to Dylan Ditzenberger. Pitch on the way from Jimenez will miss outside once again, and the count now at 2-1. Two-one count to Ditzenberger. Pitch on the way from Jimenez will be grounded over, foul to the right side, and the count will now even up at 2. So an even 2-2 count here to Ditzenberger. Twins have the bases loaded. Avery George on first, Hunter Sutherland on second, and Colton Kessler on third.
14 balls, 8 strikes.
Dylan Ditzenberger, the batter, with a 2-2 count.
Right.
2-2 pitch coming on the way will miss outside, and the count now full at 3-2. Colton Kessler, Jonathan Jimenez in trouble of walking in a run here with a 3-2 full count. 3-2 pitch on the way. Ditzenberger's going to pop this one over to the left side. The third baseman Jones is going to try and run under it, but cannot make the catch. So Dylan Ditzenberger stays alive. So the Twins already with a 2-run lead here in the top of the first inning and currently have the bases loaded, nobody out. Jonathan Jimenez struggling to get into a groove. Generals already warming up pitchers in the bullpen. As a 3-2 from Jimenez will miss high and away, and that's going to be a walked run. And the Twins now lead 3-0 as the fans rumble here at Riverside Stadium in anger. Twins with a 3-0 lead, and Michael Oros is going to come out to the mound for another mound visit. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. The next batter up for the Texarkana Twins is going to be the third baseman, Caleb Lazzini. Once again, bases loaded, nobody out, and it looks like Jimenez is done for the night here in the top of the first inning. We'll be right back after the pitching change. Back here in Victoria, new pitcher in already for the Victoria Generals is going to be Jake Woodland, coming in for relief for Jonathan Jimenez after 3 runs here in the top of the first inning. And the base is currently loaded, nobody out for the third baseman Caleb Lazzini. So a rough outing for Jonathan Jimenez, and Jake Woodland will take over. Twins lead 3-0. First pitch on the way to Lazzini from Woodland will miss down and away. moving the count to 1-0. One-0 pitch coming on the way to Lazzini. That one's going to be in there for strike one. Still no outs here in the top of the first inning. 2 hits already in the game for the Twins. 1-1 pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be grounded foul over to the left side, and the count now at 1-2. Generals are going to have some work to do on the offensive side. Jake Woodland looking to get out of this bases loaded jam that he was thrown into. Here coming in for relief for Jonathan Jimenez. 1-2 pitch coming on the way to Lazzini. Is going to be grounded over to the first baseman, Jeffries. Jeffries is just going to run over to the bag and get the out, but that's going to be another run for the Twins. And the Twins now lead 4-0 here in the top of the first. So Jeffries does the right thing, steps on the bag for the out. Now there will be runners on second and third with 1 out in the inning. Twins add another one here in the top of the first. Lead 4-0, and the next batter will be the first baseman, Nigel Smith. First pitch on the way to Smith is going to miss inside, moving the count to 1-0. 1-0 count here to the first baseman, Smith. Pitch on the way from Woodland is going to be grounded foul over to the left side and evening things up at 1. So once again, the Twins adding 4 runs here in the top of the first inning. Generals already on their second pitcher, Jake Woodland. 1-1 pitch coming on the way is going to be in there for strike 2. And the count now 1-2 here to Woodland. Or excuse me, from Woodland to Smith. One-two pitch coming on the way. Wind up from Woodland, pitch on the way is going to be swung on and missed by Nigel Smith, and that's going to be strike 3 for the second out of the inning. So Nigel Smith strikes out swinging. The runners remain on second and third. And the next batter up with 2 outs in the inning is going to be the right fielder, Peyton Faulkner. First pitch coming on the way from Woodland to Faulkner will be in there for strike 1. Count now sits at 0-1. Once again, runners on second and third. Ditzenberger on second. George on third, as this one's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Brown. Throw over to first is not going to be in time, and that's going to be another run for the Texarkana Twins. And the game now sits 5-0 Twins here in the top of the first. So back to the top of the order for the Twins. Second baseman Jalen Keys will step back in. Already an at-bat this inning. And the Twins lead 5-0 here early in the game. First pitch coming on the way to Keys. It's going to be popped up into center field, and it looks like the shortstop Boudreaux is going to run under it. Or excuse me, the second baseman Boudreaux will run under it for out number 3, but the Twins explode here in the top of the first and get 5 runs on the board to take a 5-0 lead. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals Baseball. So after the base hit by Jeffries, Chase Evans steps in now for the Generals. Jeffries on second base after the wild throw. And the first pitch on the way to Evans will be outside for ball one. So 1 out. Jeffries the runner on third. Pitch on the way from Dunkelberger will be fouled back. Michael Williams remains alive here in the at-bat. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Twins holding a 5-0 lead over the Generals. Marshall Skinner, the batter in the on-deck circle. Pitch on the way to Williams is going to be grounded up the middle. And the catcher Kessler is going to make the barehanded grab throw over to first for out number 3. And no runs on 1 hit for the Generals in the bottom of the first. And we head to the second inning. Game is at 5-0 Twins. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals Baseball. Back to Victoria, we head to the top of the second inning. Twins holding a 5-0 lead over the Generals. Jake Woodland remains on the mound for the Victoria Generals. And the batter up will be Cam Hill for the Twins. As the first pitch is going to be grounded over to the right side, caught by Thomas Jeffries for the first out. So Jeffries makes the catch over at first. And the next batter up here for the Texarkana Twins is going to be the catcher, Colton Kessler. Kessler walked in his first at-bat and has a run scored tonight. As the first pitch on the way from Woodland will miss outside for ball one. One 1-0 count here to Kessler. 1-0 pitch will miss outside once again, in the count now at 2-0. Count to Kessler. Pitch on the way from Woodland. Big swing and a miss, and the count now 2-1. Hunter Sutherland, the batter, on deck for the Twins as the 2-1 from Kessler. Big swing and a miss once again, in the count back to even at 2-2. Top of the second here at Riverside Stadium. Twins holding a 5-0 lead over the Generals. 2-2 pitch from Kessler, missing outside, and the count now full 3-2. Full 3-2 count here to Colton Kessler, the catcher. Pitch on the way from Woodland. Big swing and a miss, and that's going to be a strikeout for Jake Woodland, as Colton Kessler will be sat down swinging. So after the strikeout by Colton Kessler, the next batter up with 2 outs here in the top of the second will be Hunter Sutherland. Twins leading 5-0 here at Riverside. First pitch on the way from Woodland. Off speed, will miss outside, moving the count to 1-0. Hunter Sutherland tonight, 1 hit, 1 RBI, and 1 run scored. There's a 1-0 pitch coming on the way. Will miss outside once again in the count now at 2-0. Pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be grounded over foul to the left side. And the count now 2-1 here to Hunter Sutherland. This is game 2 of the 2-game series between the Victoria Generals and the Texarkana Twins. Generals taking game 1 last night, but trail 5-0 here in the top of the second, as the 2-1 will miss down and away, moving the count to 3-1. Avery George, the batter, on deck for the Twins. 3-1 pitch on the way from Woodland is going to be grounded over to the third baseman Jones. Throw across to first to Jeffries. Nice catch for out number 3. So we're going to head to the bottom of the second inning. Twins still holding a 5-0 lead over the Generals. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, bottom of the second inning. Twins holding a 5-0 lead over the Victoria Generals. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Marshall Skinner, as the first pitch to Skinner is going to be in there for strike 1. Brendan Dunkelberger remains on the mound for the Twins, as Skinner's going to ground this one over to the shortstop, Ditzenberger. Throw over to first for out number 1. So after Marshall Skinner grounds out to Dylan Ditzenberger, next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the second baseman, Kyle Boudreau. First pitch on the way from Dunkelberger. Will miss high and away to Boudreau for ball one.
So you're going to come back next year?
1-0 count here to Boudreau. 1-0 pitch misses outside. Count now at 2-0. Third baseman Anthony Jones, the batter in the on-deck circle. 2-0 pitch coming on the way. 2-0 misses high and away, and the count now 3-0 to Kyle Boudreau. 3 hits in the game so far tonight for the Twins, only 1 for the Generals. 3-0 pitch will miss down and away. 4-pitch walk for Kyle Boudreau, and he'll be on first base with 1 out. So after the walk by Kyle Boudreau, next batter up is going to be the third baseman Anthony Jones. So Boudreau on first base, Jones the batter. First pitch coming on the way. That's going to be right down the middle for strike one. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck. As the 0-1 pitch coming on the way. There goes Boudreau to second, but Jones is going to hit this one into the gap as Ditzenberger went over to cover second for the steal, and it gets right in between where Ditzenberger was standing. And now the Generals with runners on first and third and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. So after the base hit by Anthony Jones, next batter up here is going to be the shortstop, Trent Brown. Runners on first and third. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Brown steps up. Generals trail 5-0. First pitch on the way. There goes Jones to second. Kessler is going to throw down. It's going to go way over the head of the second baseman. And that's going to be the first run of the game for the Generals. As they chip into this Twins lead, the game now 5-1 after the bad throw by Colton Kessler. Kessler sailing that one way over the head of Jalen Keys. And now runner on second base, 1 out here for Trent Brown. Parker Osborne, the runner on deck. Pitch on the way from Dunkelberger is going to be inside, and it's going to get Brown right on the elbow. And Trent Brown is going to be down to first after being hit by the pitch. We're going to have a quick mound visit here between the Twins coach and Brendan Dunkelberger, as Parker Osborne will be the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals. We're going to step aside for just a moment. So after Brown is hit by the pitch, runners now on first and second for the catcher Parker Osborne. steps in with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. First pitch on the way to Osborne is going to be hit over right to the second baseman, Dunkelberger, the shortstop, Ditzenberger. But Ditzenberger goes for the double play, goes over the head of Jalen Keys. And instead of the double play, now with 2 outs, runners now on second and third with 2 outs now for Luis Vargas. So once again, back to the top of the order now. Luis Vargas steps up for the Generals. Ditzenberger's throw sailed right over the head of the second baseman Keys. And the runners advance to second and third as the first pitch to Vargas will miss high and away for ball 1. No hits so far. So after the base hit by Michael Williams, the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning is going to be the catcher, Marshall Skinner. So Skinner steps in for the Generals. Williams on first. Skinner's going to hit this one over the shortstop Ditzenberger's head. And Marshall Skinner's going to be on with the base hit. So now runners on first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. And the next batter up is going to be Kyle Boudreau, playing second base tonight for the Generals. Runners on first and second. Boudreau's going to get one thrown right at the upper shoulder area. And the runners are now going to move down to second and third after Boudreau having to dodge out of the way of that ball. Colton Kessler going out here to talk to his pitcher, Dunkelberger, as that one was pretty close. So Skinner moves to second, and Michael Williams moves to third. Kyle Boudreau, the batter, almost getting hit by the pitch in the count now at 1-0 to Boudreau. One-0 count here to the second baseman Boudreau. Runners on second and third, only 1 out in the inning. Pitch on the way. Boudreau's going to hit this one right to the shortstop Ditzenberger for out number 2. So the Generals, runners on second and third, 2 outs now in the inning. And the third baseman, Anthony Jones, is going to step in for the Generals. Marshall Skinner on second, Williams on third. Anthony Jones, the batter. Pitch on the way from Dunkelberger will be in there, swing and a miss for strike 1. This will be the 16th batter of the game that starting pitcher for the Twins, Brendan Dunkelberger, has faced. 0-1 count here to Anthony Jones. 0-1 pitch is going to miss outside. Nice scoop there by Kessler. That one almost getting back to the netting, preventing the run from scoring. And instead of the run coming home, the count now at 1-1. One count here to the third baseman, Anthony Jones. Pitch on the way. Jones is going to hit that one into the gap, and that's going to score a run. Skinner's going to be sent home. It's going to be a close play at the plate. Skinner turning on the wheels, and he's going to get in there. And the Generals are going to get 2 runs across the board after the RBI single by Anthony Jones. And the game now 5-3 Twins. So after the RBI single there by the third baseman, Anthony Jones, game now 5-3 Twins. And Trent Brown's going to step in with 2 outs in the inning as Kessler throws down to first, trying to pick off Jones. Set 2 runs scored here in the bottom of the third. The game now 5-3. 0-1 pitch to Brown. Brown's going to send this one into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit for Trent Brown. Runners now on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Kessler will go back out and talk to his pitcher, Dunkelberger, as the Generals coming alive here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. After the base hit by Brown, the next batter up is going to be the catcher, Parker Osborne. Runners on first and second. Generals tonight with 7 hits on the board. The Twins only with 3. The Twins also with 3 errors, none for the Generals. But a load of walks in the first gave the Twins a 5-0 lead, and that's going to be out number 3 as Osborne is going to ground out to the second baseman, Keys. But the Generals add 2 here in the bottom of the third, and the game now sits 5-3 Twins. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals Baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the fourth inning. Twins holding on to a 5-3 lead over the Generals. Jake Woodland remains on the mound for the Generals. First baseman Nigel Smith for the Twins will be the first batter up as the first pitch will miss down and away for ball one. 1-0 count here to Nigel Smith. That one's going to miss outside, moving the count to 2-0. Nigel Smith tonight in his only at bat with a strikeout. Count sits at 2-0 to Smith, as Smith's going to ground this one foul over to the left side to move the count to 2-1. Two-one count to Nigel Smith. Pitch on the way from Woodland, and this one's going to be sent into left field for a base hit for the first baseman, Nigel Smith. So Smith is going to be on with a base hit, and the next batter up for the Texarkana Twins with a runner on first base. Nobody out here in the top of the fourth is going to be Peyton Faulkner. So Faulkner steps in, Smith the runner on first. First pitch on the way from Woodland. Faulkner looking like he wants to bunt, but that one's going to be in there for strike one. Count sits at 0-1 here to Peyton Faulkner, already with one hit and one RBI tonight in the ballgame. Woodland's going to throw over to first in the pickoff attempt. Generals have trimmed into this Twins lead as the Twins led 5-0 after the end of the first inning, and now it's 5-3 as the runner's going to take the second throw from Osborne, the catcher, is going to be down, caught by Trent Brown, the shortstop, for the first out of the inning. So a cannon behind the plate as Parker Osborne throw over to second is going to get Smith stealing. And the count now remains 0-2 here after Nigel Smith is caught stealing. Pitch on the way to Faulkner will miss outside, and the count now 1-2. One-two count here to Peyton Faulkner. Pitch on the way, that one's going to be fouled off. And the count sits at 1-2. Once again, Peyton Faulkner tonight with a hit and an RBI for the Texarkana Twins. And we'll go back to the top of the order with Jalen Keys in the on-deck circle. One-two pitch coming on the way. That's going to be swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout for Jake Woodland, as Peyton Faulkner is going to go down swinging. Third strikeout of the game for Jake Woodland, and we'll go back to the top of the order for the Texarkana Twins. With two outs here in the top of the fourth, it'll be Jalen Keys. First pitch on the way to Keys will miss down and away for ball one. Jalen Keys tonight with a walk and a run scored for the Texarkana Twins. One-0 count. Pitch on the way, that one's going to miss outside. Count moves to 2-0. Cam Hill, the center fielder, in the on-deck circle. Two-0 pitch coming on the way from Woodland to Keys. This one's going to be popped up, and it looks like the right fielder, Chase Evans, is going to run under it for an easy out number 3. So we head to the bottom of the fourth. Twins holding a 5-3 lead over the Generals. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals baseball here in a moment. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Twins holding a 5-3 lead over the Generals. First batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be Luis Vargas as the first pitch to Vargas will miss outside for ball one. Dunkelberger still the pitcher on the mound for the Twins as the 1-0 pitch will miss down and away in the count now 2-0. 2-0 count to Luis Vargas. Pitch on the way. Vargas is going to pop that one up. Back behind for strike one. Brendan Dunkelberger tonight. Stats for the Texarkana Twins. 3 innings pitched so far. 7 hits given up on 3 earned runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. As the 2-1 pitch to Vargas will miss high and away for ball 3. Count now sits at 3-1 here to Vargas. 3-1 is going to miss outside, and Luis Vargas is going to scoot down to first after being walked with a 4-1 count. So after Vargas is walked by Dunkelberger, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals is going to be the first baseman, Thomas Jeffries. As we have another quick mound visit here between Colton Kessler and Brendan Dunkelberger. Twins scored 5 runs in the top of the first inning and took a quick 5-0 lead in the game, but the Generals scored 1 in the bottom of the second and scored 2 in the bottom of the third. And the game now sits at 5-3 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jeffries the batter. Luis Vargas the runner on first. Jeffries looks like he wants to bunt. Pulls back. And the pitch will be down and away, missing for ball 1. One 0 count here to Thomas Jeffries. Chase Evans on deck. 1-0 pitch will miss outside, and the count now 2-0 here to Thomas Jeffries. Two-0 pitch to Jeffries. Jeffries is going to check his swing, and they're going to say win at that one. They count now 2-1 here to Thomas Jeffries. Once again, Luis Vargas, the runner, on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 pitch on the way to Jeffries. Jeffries fouls this one back. My count now even at 2-2. Once again, Chase Evans, the right fielder, sits in the on-deck circle. Two-two pitch coming from Dunkelberger to Jeffries. Is it's going to be in there for strike three, and Thomas Jeffries is going to go down looking here for out number one. So Jeffries strikes out looking, and now with one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, the next batter up for the Victoria Generals is going to be Chase Evans, the right fielder. First pitch coming on the way to Evans will bounce outside for ball one. 1-0 count here to Chase Evans. Pitch on the way. Evans is going to pop this one up over to the right side. And the right fielder, Faulkner, is going to run under it for out number two. Oh, excuse me, Faulkner dropped it. From where I'm sitting, it looked like he caught that, but apparently Faulkner dropping it. Nice hustle over there by the right fielder, Peyton Faulkner. But Chase Evans will stay alive in the at-bat after Faulkner drops the ball in foul territory. So the count now 1-1 here to Chase Evans. Michael Williams, the center fielder, on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way from Dunkelberger will be in there for strike two. Count now sits at 1-2 here to Evans. One-two pitch on the way is going to miss outside, evening things up at 2. Chase Evans tonight, no hits in the game so far, as he has a 2-2 count. Pitch coming on the way from Dunkelberger. Evans is going to hit this one up the middle. It's going to be a close play. Nice snag there by the second baseman, Jalen Keys, but the throw over to first is not going to be in time. But Keys will get Vargas out at second for the second out of the inning. So Evans cannot get that one up the middle as Keys makes the nice snag over there, steps on the bag for the second out. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, runner on first. The center fielder, Michael Williams, will step in now for the Generals. As Evans is going to take off for second, and Chase Evans is going to get an easy steal. Evans took off before Brendan Dunkelberger was even in his windup. And now runner on second base, 2 outs here for the center fielder, Michael Williams. Five to 3, Twins lead. First pitch on the way to Williams. This one's going to be hit up the middle, right to Ditzenberger. Close play at first, but Williams is going to be thrown out for the third out of the inning. So we're going to head to the fifth. Twins still holding on to a 5 to 3 lead. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back with Victoria. So Boudreaux steps in now after Skinner grounds out. Bottom of the fifth inning, 1 out here for Kyle Boudreaux. Pitch on the way from Dunkelberger. Will miss way inside as Boudreaux having to dodge out of the way of that one to make the count 1-0. Kyle Boudreaux tonight. 1 run scored and 1 walk for the Victoria Generals. 1-0 pitch on the way from Dunkelberger will be in there for strike 1. And the count now even at 1-1. 1-1 count to Boudreaux is going to be bouncing down and away to move the count to 2-1. Twins lead 5-3 here at Riverside Stadium. As that one's going to be hit over to Ditzenberger, is going to get off the glove. And Kyle Boudreaux is going to be down to first with a single after the ball goes off the glove of the shortstop, Ditzenberger. So the next batter up here for the Victoria Generals after the base hit by Kyle Boudreaux is going to be the third baseman, Anthony Jones. Twins lead 5-3. Bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch on the way to Jones will be in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 count here to Anthony Jones. 2 hits tonight in the game and 2 RBIs. As an 0-1 pitch will miss outside. And the count will go back even to 1-1. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck for the Generals. 1-1 count. Boudreaux, the runner, on first. Dunkelberger will throw over to first to try and get Boudreaux in a pickoff. One count here to to Anthony Jones. Kyle Boudreaux, the runner, on first. 1-1 pitch on the way to Jones. Big swing and a miss. And the count now to 1-2. 1-2 count here to the third baseman, Anthony Jones. Boudreaux, the runner, on first. Brown in the on-deck circle. Dunkelberger will throw over to first, and it's going to get past the glove of Nigel Smith. Boudreaux is going to head all the way around to third on the bad throw. Slide play. That one's going to get over the glove of the third baseman, Lazzini. And Kyle Boudreaux is going to go all the way from first base to home. And the Generals add another run to the board in the game, now 5-4. So a bad throw first from the pitcher, Dunkelberger, gets off the glove of Smith. And then Smith, the first baseman, tries throwing it over to the third baseman, Lazzini, and it gets off of his glove. And Kyle Boudreaux hustles all the way around to home. And the game is now 5-4 Twins here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still a 1-2 count here to Anthony Jones. Trent Brown, the batter, on deck. 1-2 pitch to Jones is going to miss down and away. And the count now to 2-2. 2-2 count here to Jones. Pitch on the way from Dunkelberger. Jones is going to ground this one over the 5th inning. So after the base hit up the middle by Brown, the next batter up is going to be Parker Osborne, the catcher. 8-4. And we're going to have a mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and pitcher Chris Fearon after Nigel Smith clears the bases on the RBI double. And it's a now 8-4 ball game, and we're going to be seeing a pitching change here for the Generals. We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back after this pitching change occurs. Once again, Nigel Smith, RBI double, scores 3 runs, and the Twins now lead 8-4 over the Generals. So the new pitcher in now for the Victoria Generals is going to be number 5, Kyle Rogers. After the Twins score 3 runs on the RBI double by Nigel Smith. And the next batter up here for the Twins is going to be Peyton Faulkner. First pitch on the way to Faulkner will miss outside from Rogers to move the count to 1-0. So once again, Nigel Smith hitting the huge RBI double, scored 3 runs as the bunt by Faulkner is going to go foul to even the count back up at 1-1. Peyton Faulkner tonight, 1 hit, 1 RBI, and 1 strikeout as the Twins hold an 8-4 lead over the Generals here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 pitch on the way from Rogers. Rogers, this one's going to be hit over to the third baseman, Jones. And Peyton Faulkner is going to be down to first after successfully converting the bunt down the third base line. And the Twins now with runners on first and third and only nobody out here in the top of the 6th. So we go back to the top of the order. For the Texarkana Twins, Jalen Keys is going to step in now for the Texarkana Twins as the first pitch from Rogers is going to miss high and away for ball 1. One 1-0 count here to Jalen Keys as the pitch is going to be fouled back, evening things back up at 1. Nigel Smith, the runner, on third base. Peyton Faulkner, the runner, on first base. Jalen Keys, the batter. Pitch on the way from Rogers. That one's going to be popped up over to the right side. The right fielder, Chase Evans, is going to run under it. Smith is not going to tag up, and he's going to remain on third base after the flyout by Jalen Keys. So after the flyout, the next batter up here for the Texarkana Twins is going to be the center fielder Cam Hill. Once again, for those who missed, Twins score 3 runs here in the top of the 6th after Nigel Smith blasts the ball over the center fielder's head, scoring 3 runs as the Twins had the bases loaded. A 3 RBI hit for Nigel Smith. And the Twins now lead 8-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. Kyle Rogers, the new pitcher in for the Generals. First pitch on the way is going to be fouled back by Cam Hill to move the count to 0-1. 0-1 count here to Cam Hill. Runner still on first and third, as that one's going to be dug out of the dirt by Osborne, evening things back up at 1. Twins holding an 8-4 lead over the Generals here in the top of the 6th inning at Riverside Stadium. 1-1 pitch on the way from Rogers will miss high and away, moving the count to 2-1. Cam Hill tonight, 2 walks and 1 run scored for the Texarkana Twins, as a 2-1 is going to be hit over the head of Jones, and that's going to be a run for Texarkana as Nigel Smith strolls across the plate, and the Twins now lead 9-4 over the Generals. So the base hit there by Cam Hill gets Smith across the plate. And with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, Colton Kessler, the catcher, is going to step in now for the Twins. First pitch on the way to Kessler is going to miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to the catcher Kessler. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 run scored, as that one will be in there for strike 1, evening things up. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Cam Hill, the runner, on first. Quick time here by the home plate ump. Hunter Sutherland will be the batter on deck. One pitch coming on the way. There goes Hill to second. This one is going to get off the glove of Brown, and Hill's going to take off for third after the bad throw. Close play. That one's going to get past Jones, and Cam Hill is going to be down to third. Luckily, Kyle Rogers was there to back it up. But Cam Hill gets all the way down to third after a couple of bad throws. And the Twins now with the runner on third base. 2 outs here for Colton Kessler. Count still remaining at 1-1. So a 2-1 pitch coming on the way from Rogers is going to miss outside, high and away for ball 3. And the count now 3-1 here to Colton Kessler. The 3-1 pitch from Rogers is going to miss outside. And that's going to be ball 4, and Colton Kessler will stroll down to first after being walked. So another quick mound visit here for head coach Michael Oros to come out and talk to Kyle Rogers. We'll be right back here in a moment. Hunter Sutherland, the next batter up for the Texarkana Twins. Runners on first and third. Back here in Victoria, still in the top of the 6th inning. Twins with runners on first and third, 2 outs. New pitcher in now for the Victoria Generals. Casey Colick will come in relief for Kyle Rogers. So once again, that's Casey Colick now on the mound for the Generals. Runners on the corners. Hunter Sutherland, the batter, up for the Twins. First pitch of the game from Colick to Sutherland. Will miss inside for ball 1. Casey Colick tonight will be the 5th pitcher in for the Generals. And we're only in the top of the 6th inning. As the 1-0 pitch from Colick will be swung on and missed by Sutherland to even things up at 1. One count. Here to Sutherland. Colick looks over at Kessler on first. Pitch on the way from Colick will be in there for strike 2. And the count now 1-2. Here to Hunter Sutherland. One-two pitch on the way is going to be hit foul over into the Twins dugout. Batter on deck for the Twins is going to be Avery George. Once again, runners on first and third. Here for Hunter Sutherland, the batter up for the Twins. 1-2 pitch coming on the way from Colick. Is going to be swung on and missed for strike 3, and Casey Colick comes into the game and gets the Generals out of a bases with runners on first and third. Jam. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Twins lead the Generals 9-4. We'll be right back with Victoria Generals baseball. Back here in Victoria, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Twins lead the Generals 9-4 here at Riverside Stadium. First batter up for your Victoria Generals is going to be the left fielder Luis Vargas. So Vargas getting things started off here in the bottom half of the 6th as the first pitch is going to be sent over to the third baseman Lazzini. Throw over to first. Smith cannot get the scoop, and Luis Vargas is going to be down to first on the base hit. So Vargas is on first with the base hit. And the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals will be the first baseman, Thomas Jeffries. First pitch coming on the way from Dunkelberger to Jeffries will be in there for strike one. 0-1 count to Thomas Jeffries. Vargas the runner on first as Jeffries lets the 0-1 pitch down and away, missing for a 1-1 count. Brendan Dunkelberger remains on the mound for the Twins. Pitched 5 innings tonight as the 1-1 to Jeffries is going to get this bunt down. Dunkelberger's going to run under it. He cannot get a handle on the ball, and Thomas Jeffries will get down to first after successfully converting on the bunt. So after Jeffries gets on first with the bunt, the next batter up here for your Victoria Generals will be the right fielder Chase Evans. With runners on first and second, nobody out. It looks like we're going to have a quick mound visit here between the Twins head coach and Brendan Dunkelberger. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. Once again, Generals with runners on first and second, nobody out, and Chase Evans will be the batter up next for the Generals. So after the quick mound visit, Dunkelberger remains on the mound. Jeffries the runner on first, Vargas the runner on second. Chase Evans the batter. First pitch coming on the way to Evans, and Evans is going to hit this one into the gap for a base hit. Vargas is going to be sent home. Jeffries is going to third. Close play at second. Evans is going to get down with the slide. And the Generals add a run to the board here in the bottom of the 6th inning to cut into the lead, and it's now 9-5 Twins. Ball going over the head of the second baseman, Jalen Keys. And Chase Evans will get the RBI with the base hit double. First RBI of the night for Chase Evans. And now runners on second and third. Nobody out, and Michael Williams, the center fielder, will step in for the Generals. First pitch on the way to Williams will be grounded right up the middle to the pitcher, Dunkelberger. And Jeffries is going to come home. Close play at the plate. Jeffries is going to get home for a run. Heads up base running there by Thomas Jeffries, the Generals' all-time stolen base leader. And he's going to get home with the run in the game, now 9-6 Generals, and a runner on third base. As Marshall Skinner will now step in for the Generals. 9-6 Twins lead. As the first pitch to Skinner will be popped up right over for out number 2. As a 1-pitch, 1 flyout at bat. And now just like that, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Kyle Boudreau will step in now for the Generals. Runner on third base for Boudreau, as the first pitch will be in there for strike 1. 2 runs scored tonight in the game for Kyle Boudreaux, 1 hit and 1 walk. Oh, 1 pitch coming on the way. He's going to be in there for strike 2. Fans grumbling about that one. They thought it was outside. And the count now sits at 0-2 here to Kyle Boudreaux. Boudreaux calls a quick time. Chase Evans, the runner on third base. Boudreaux, the batter. Pitch on the way from Dunkelberger will miss outside to move the count to 1-2. Nine to 6, Twins lead here at Riverside Stadium, bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch is going to be fouled back by Boudreaux. And Kyle Boudreaux remaining alive here as Anthony Jones stands in the on-deck circle. One-two pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike 3, and Kyle Boudreaux is going to go down looking for the third out. But the Generals get 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the game now sits at 9-6 Twins. We're going to step aside. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals Baseball. Yeah. Back here in Victoria, we head to the top of the 7th. Avery George will be the first batter up here for the Twins. First pitch of the inning from Colick will miss down and away for ball 1. So the count now sits at 1-0 here to Avery George. 1-0 pitch from Colick is going to be in there for strike 1 to even things up. 1-1 count to Avery George. Big game tonight for George. 2 hits, 2 runs scored and an RBI. As the 1-1 will miss outside and the count now sits at 2-1. 2-1 count coming on the way to George. That one's going to be popped up foul over to the right side. And Avery George remains alive. Batter on deck for the Texarkana Twins is going to be Dylan Ditzenberger. Two count here to Avery George. Pitch on the way from Colick is going to be in there for strike three, and that's going to be a strikeout for Casey Colick. So Casey Colick comes into the game, his second strikeout. And with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning, the next batter up is going to be Dylan Ditzenberger. First pitch of the at-bat on the way to Ditzenberger will be down and away in there for strike 1. 0-1 count to Dylan Ditzenberger. 0-1 pitch is going to be missing inside to even things up at 1-1. Dylan Ditzenberger tonight, 1 RBI on 2 walks and 1 run scored. As the 1-1 pitch will be fouled off into the Generals dugout to move the count to 1-2. Count sits at 1-2. Here to Dylan Ditzenberger. Twins lead 9-6 over the Generals here at Riverside Stadium. One-two pitch coming on the way from Ditzenberger will miss high and away to move the count to 2-2. 2-2 pitch coming on the way to Ditzenberger from Colick, and Ditzenberger is going to send this one into left field for a base hit. And Dylan Ditzenberger gets his first hit of the night, and he'll be on first base with only 1 out here in the top of the 7th. So Ditzenberger's on with the base hit with only 1 out. The next batter up is going to be Caleb Lazzini, the third baseman. So Ditzenberger sits on first. First pitch coming on the way to Lazzini will miss outside for ball 1. No hits tonight in the game for Caleb Lazzini, but has 1 RBI and 1 run scored. Top of the 7th inning, 1-0 pitch from Colick will be in there for strike 1. Count evens up at 1-1. One pitch coming on the way. Big swing and a miss by Lazzini. And the count now sits at 1-2. 11 hits tonight in the game for the Generals. Only 9 for the Twins. 5 errors tonight by the Twins and only 2 for the Generals. But the Twins still hold a 9-6 lead. As the 1-2 is going to miss outside. It's going to get off the glove of Osborne. Osborne's going to throw down to second. But it's going to be a stolen bag for Dylan Ditzenberger. So Dylan Ditzenberger down to second base. And the count sits at 2-2 here to Caleb Lazzini, as Parker Osborne calls a quick timeout to go out and talk to Colick. Two count here to Caleb Lazzini. Nigel Smith, the batter, on deck for the Texarkana Twins. Only 1 out with a runner on second base. Twins lead 9-6. 2-2 pitch coming on the way from Colick will miss down and away. And the count now full 3-2 here to Caleb Lazzini. Three-two pitch coming on the way. Quick time here by Lazzini. Once again, Dylan Ditzenberger, the runner on second base. Only one out. 3-2 from Colick will miss outside, and that's going to be a walk for Caleb Lazzini. After the 3-2 count does not go in the favor of Casey Colick. So the next batter up is going to be Nigel Smith, the first baseman for the Twins, who had the RBI double that scored 3 runs in the top half of the 6th inning. And Smith has runners on first and second, as the first pitch to Smith is going to be in there for strike one. Nigel Smith tonight, 2 hits, 1 run scored, 3 RBIs, and 1 strikeout for the first baseman. Looking to continue that hot streak. Down 0-1 in the count early to Casey Colick. 0-1 pitch from Colick will miss outside, evening things up at 1. 1-1 count here to Nigel Smith. Peyton Faulkner, the batter, on deck. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one's going to miss down and away to move the count to 2-1. Caleb Lazzini, the runner, on first. Dylan Ditzenberger, the runner, on second. A 2-1 count here to Nigel Smith. Pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss by Smith. And the count now sits at 2-2. So a 2-2 count here to Nigel Smith. Colick looks over at Ditzenberger on second. Pitch on the way is going to be down and away, missing. And the count will now move full to 3-2. Three-two count here to Nigel Smith. Pitch on the way from Colick. That one's going to be fouled back. Nigel Smith making it tough here for Casey Colick in the top half of the 7th inning. Twins currently hold a 9-6 lead over your Victoria Generals. Top of the 7th inning. Runners on first and second. 1 out for Nigel Smith. 3-2 count. Pitch on the way from Colick. Smith will foul that one back. Nigel Smith staying alive. Batter on deck for the Twins will be Peyton Faulkner. 3-2 count once again here to Nigel Smith. Smith calling a quick time. This is game 2 here at Riverside Stadium between the Twins and the Generals. The Generals will be on the road tomorrow night taking on the Acadiana King Cutters. As the 3-2, Ditzenberger is going to take off for third, but it's going to be a pitch outside, and Colick is going to walk Nigel Smith. And the Twins once again tonight with the bases loaded, and only 1 out here in the inning. So with the bases loaded, 1 out, the next batter up for the Twins is going to be Peyton Faulkner. Faulkner tonight already with 2 hits in the game and an RBI, as the first pitch from Colick will be in there for strike 1. So we'll go back to the top of the order in the on-deck circle as Jalen Keys stands on deck as the 0-1 pitch on the way from Colick is going to hit Faulkner right on the arm, and that's going to be another run for the Twins. And the game now sits at 10-6. Texarkana leads. So Casey Colick is going to hit Peyton Faulkner right on the elbow, it looked like. And we go back to the top of the order. Jalen Keys will now step in for the Twins as the first pitch of the at-bat's going to be in there for strike one. No hits tonight in the game for Jalen Keys. Keys has recorded 1 walk and 1 run scored. As the 0-1 pitch will miss down and away, moving the count to 1-1. So Faulkner on first, Smith on second. As a 1-2 count. A 1-1 count, and that one's going to get into the gap, and that's going to score a run for the Texarkana Twins on the base hit by Jalen Keys, and the game now sits at 11-6 Twins. The base hit by Jalen Keys, and the Twins now with an 11-6 lead. And the next batter up now for the Twins, still only 1 out in the inning. Bases loaded for the center fielder Cam Hill. As the first pitch on the way to Hill will be in there for strike one. Oh, 0-1 pitch on the way from Colick is going to miss inside, evening things up at 1-1. One pitch coming on the way. That one's going to be in there for strike two, and the count moves to 1-2 here to Cam Hill. Bases are loaded here for Cam Hill with a 1-2 count. Colton Kessler stands in the on-deck circle. 1-2 pitch on the way from Colick is going to be grounded over off the glove of the first baseman Jeffries, and this could score 3 as they're actually going to hold the third runner, but the Twins are going to add 2 more to the board on the RBI double by Cam Hill, scoring 2, and the game now sits at 13-6. Twins lead. So Cam Hill hits the RBI double, scoring 2. And the next batter up with runners on second and third is going to be the catcher Colton Kessler, as we're going to have another mound visit here between head coach Michael Oros and pitcher Casey Colick. And we're going to step aside here for just a moment. Once again, runners on second and third. Still only 1 out in the inning for the catcher Colton Kessler. Runners on second and third. Only one out here in the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher in for the Victoria Generals is going to be A.J. Irvin. And he'll be facing Colton Kessler. Here to see his first batter. First pitch of the game from Irvin is going to be in there for strike one. Colton Kessler tonight, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 run scored. Has Hill on second and Keys on third. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch on the way from Irvin. That one will miss down and away, evening things back up at 1. One count here to Colton Kessler. Pitch on the way from Irvin. That one's going to miss outside, and the count now 2-1 here to Colton Kessler, the catcher. Batter on deck for the Twins will be Hunter Sutherland. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way from Irvin. That one will miss outside, and the count now 3-1. 3-1 count here to Colton Kessler. Pitch coming on the way from Irvin. That one's going to miss outside, and that'll be a 5-pitch walk, as Kessler is going to walk down to first base, and the bases are now loaded. Only 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning for Hunter Sutherland. So after Colton Kessler draws the walk, runners on first, second, and third base here for Sutherland. First pitch on the way from Irvin to Sutherland will miss down and away for ball 1. Hunter Sutherland tonight, 1 hit, 1 RBI, 1 run scored, and 2 strikeouts. Twins lead 13-6. 1-0 pitch on the way from Irvin. That one's going to be in there for a strike. And they count now even at 1-1. Avery George, the batter, on deck for the Twins. Once again, bases are loaded here for Sutherland, as the off-speed pitch will miss down and away to move the count to 2-1. Kessler on first, Hill on second, Keys on third. The 2-1 pitch is going to be lined into center field. Williams is going to run under it. And Keys is going to tag up. And that's going to be another run for the Twins here in the top of the 7th inning. Sacrifice fly is going to lead to another run. And the next batter up here for the Texarkana Twins is going to be Avery George, after the sac fly by Sutherland. Runners on first and third. Twins lead 14-6. 2 outs. First pitch on the way. Irvin slips on the mound, but the pitch will be in there for strike 1. Avery George tonight, big night. 2 hits, 2 runs, and an RBI, along with a strikeout. 0-1 count to George. Irvin's going to throw over to first to keep Kessler over there on the bag. 0-1 count to Avery George. Pitch on the way from Irvin will miss down and away. And the count now even at 1-1. Dylan Ditzenberger, the batter, on deck. Kessler on first, Hill on third. Pitch on the way, he's going to miss outside. And the count now moves to 3-1 here to Avery George. (3-1) count to Avery George. Pitch on the way from Irvin is going to be popped up, fouled back to make the count full 3-2. So once again, the Generals will be back in action tomorrow night at Acadiana to take on the Cane Cutters. They will have 2 road games in Acadiana before heading back here to Riverside Stadium on Thursday. As the 3-2 is going to be in there to George for strike 3, and that's going to be a strikeout by A.J. Irvin. But not before the Twins get 5 runs in the top of the 7th. And the Twins now lead 14-6 here at Riverside Stadium. We'll be right back. Victoria Generals Baseball.